Control the monster you are and wield her consciously. Control the monster you are and wield her consciously. Hey, what up? Naima Singletary here. So, uh, are you ready to claim the monster, learn to control her and wield her consciously? I decided to move the camera for Facebook over here today to see if that doesn't affect the blurriness here. My last couple of videos have been blurry. And I imagine maybe having the phone right next to it might be causing that. So, have you heard the news? Have you heard the news about that black DJ on the Ellen DeGeneres show killed himself? Okay, he had a wife and children. He was a positive, everyone saw him as a positive force. Ellen appointed him as executive director of the Ellen DeGeneres show um, uh, November 2020. I just saw the news this morning, and he died by suicide. Now, this is a man who looked like he had it all. Okay. This is a man who was successful by worldly standards. His wife speaks highly of him. He has small children. He was 40 years old, attractive. Okay, and looked good, looked like he had it all together. Okay. I'd like to add here that we will start to see people hanging themselves publicly or killing themselves publicly. There's different ways to kill yourself. We will start to see people killing themselves publicly. Okay. Now, what does this have to do with today's topic of control your master? I mean, control your monster and wield her consciously. What is this about? What does what I just shared have to do with this? So, Carl, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Carl Jung says, man's psyche is to be studied because it is the origin of all coming evil. It is the origin of all coming evil. Society is me and you. That's what society is. Society is your neighbor. Society is your children. Society is your parents. Society is your coach. Society is your bus driver, the Uber driver, the people who deliver your food, the waitress at the restaurant, your barber, your hairstylist. This is society. Okay. The politicians who you vote for, the people who babysit your kids. This is society. When you get on a plane, the pilots who fly in that plane, the flight attendants who are tending to you, the people who move your luggage through that whole system. This is society. The managers who govern that, the people who serve you at the hotel you check into when you land in Paris. This is society. Society is not out there, those people. We are society. We all have psyches. We agree with how things are by our decisions, how we choose to live. We subscribe by how we choose to live. What we serve, where we invest our money, where we put our children, attention and money. That's how we subscribe and hook ourselves into whatever energetic system that we are saying yes to. When you put your money into it, when you put your attention into it, when you put your energy into it, you are subscribing to that system, giving more energy and life to that system. That's why I said yesterday, the normal ways of society only work because large amounts of people energize it by saying, yes, we agree. We will live like this. We will work like this. We will commune like this. We will eat like this. We will worship like this. We will live like this. We'll raise our children like this. And that is what becomes the normal way of society. We are society. Okay. Now, now we don't like it so much. We feel duped. This not working. The financial system don't seem to work for everybody. It only seems to work for certain people. these schools, these kids don't even like these schools. My nephew be like, "Oh God, I know these kids is like, what is the food supply?" Everybody's just mind is being blown about what's going on with the food supply. We are society, okay? Everybody's power has been hijacked like a motherfucker. Everybody's power has been hijacked in subtle ways to get you to agree and belong to the system, not knowing that you was giving over your power little by little. Live like this. This is what makes you a good human being. I think this is part of the traps that black people still trying to prove that they can be a nice black family and live like white people. They still try to prove that they can be. You want to take a colossal, vast, energetic being and put them inside of this nice system where you cooperate with. They relying on your energy. Let me put you all in these boxes and have you all subscribe to these systems. This king of a man, this colossal king of a woman, king of a man, because energetically, that's what many of us are. But we offloaded our power bit by bit in the decisions that we made. That when we were younger, we thought it was the good thing to do because we did what our daddy did, and our mama did, and our grandmama and our granddad. That's what we did. And they got married and stayed together because survival shit. It's crazy. Right? There's valid reasons. It's always a valid reason, right? And now here you are today in 2020 motherfucking 22 where they got artificial motherfucking intelligence. They didn't trick. It's like they didn't took everything that they had you thinking was the way to go, that you offloaded and that usurped your power to get you to agree to it. Now none of that shit is even working anymore. Nobody wants to go into an office and work. We mad at the food supply. We mad at the government. We Nothing is working anymore. We don't like what's happening with the schools with our kids. We don't like the social order of things. Everything is breaking down, and now motherfuckers is all over the place. What am I gonna do? Motherfuckers is scurrying all over the place because now all the systems that you agreed to and offloaded your power to are breaking, and now you need to find your center. And that's the what am I doing? Where am I going? Now they're feeding you artificial shit to get you to subscribe to that. And because most people are scared of power and they offload it, they're going to agree with it. They're going to give their power to this new system that's being laid down. Okay? What does this have to do with the man who killed himself? We don't even know why he killed himself. We're not going to know why he killed himself. And do you think, and I'm coming around to what this has to do with controlling your monster and wielding her consciously. So many of us, and I can say this as someone who's talking privately with people, his therapist, if he had a therapist, probably could tell you some things, right? We're hooked into these systems and we are isolated in our little worlds. I think the nuclear family is a bad idea for powerful beings, big. You need you need family of like energy to really feed a thing. Okay? You need expansive, colossal energy that's dynamic, that can deal with different frequencies. Anyway, so a lot of people who are still hooked into the system of things for whatever reason, right? The pretending, I talked about this morning. I see Leminski is here. I talked about how well developed many of our personas are. The longer you live, the stronger your persona gets. If you're not doing work on purpose to confront your belief system, to confront how you live, how you move, if you're not doing that, all you do is strengthen your persona, and it gets strong the older you get. Okay, and then it just locks in if you're not doing anything to have yourself be agile, malleable, so that you can create a new system at will. You're not at war with yourself because you've been hooked into a system that white people in the patriarchy have given you and had you so proud. Look at you, so good. Look at you're doing such a good job agreeing to our system, and we give you rewards, and you just offload your power subtly, okay? Thinking you doing, which this man probably felt like he was doing a good job by everybody else's standards, worldly standards. Look at you, executive director on that the international Ellen DeGeneres show. You're married, you have children, you know, and he killed himself. Now we don't know if he had mental disorder. We don't know, right? But you, right? You, right? You know how you fake it. You know how dissatisfied you are, but you keep going along with things. Thank you for the hearts, right? You know how you lie. You know how you put on a show so you can get along. You know how you sacrifice things for whatever. You know how you rock and roll. We're all very much the same. We're just in our little worlds, not having deep conversations with strangers. Or we're not having a lot of deep conversations with a variety of people asking penetrating questions, letting people ask us penetrating questions, opening ourselves, really getting to the bottom of who we are. So, one, the reason why I brought up the DJ who killed himself is his own pressure in his own world brought him to his own death. You got to understand what happens before suicide inside the mind of a human being. For those of us who have contemplated suicide sincerely, I am one of those people. First of all, the pain is absolutely extraordinary. The pain and the weight, the psychic weight inside of a mind, and it jumps around. It heavily illuminates everything that is like a dragon to you. Traumas, pressures of your world. Like, I don't know this man. I don't know anything about him. I'm talking about my own experience and other people who have seriously contemplated suicide. The pain is egregious, and you just don't want to be in pain anymore. The pressure is egregious. It is outstanding. It is beyond just, I'm depressed for the day. It's beyond just, I had a bad week. It's beyond just, I'm heavily stressed. It's beyond just, I just had a big fight with my spouse, and I got drunk and did some stupid shit, and I just need to sleep it off, or go on a vacation or go on a retreat. It's beyond that. Everything that is a pressure in your life exacerbates to the umpteenth power, and you live in that for extended periods of time if you don't have something to pull you out. And sometimes, if the psychic weight, this is why I said the older you get and your persona gets strengthened and you lock into that and then you defend it, you're locking in a persona which makes your agility less likely. Okay. So, to actually get to the point of killing yourself, right? Because there's one thing to contemplate it, to plan it, to really ruminate in it, but then to actually do it, that you need to understand that's another level of, I don't want to be here anymore. Okay? Now, what does this have to do with you learning to control your monster and learning how to wield her consciously? I talked yesterday about if you don't become the dragon that you're running from, the monster that you are, as a man or a woman, frankly, and you push it down. I don't care what good reason you have for tampering it down. Well, I can't because I'm a married woman and my children need me. That's socially acceptable. That's the fucking problem, that we're so busy trying to be accepted by a system that we didn't even create. Um, I'm going to be abandoned. At this stage in society, you need to totally be okay with living under a bridge. Like, you need to do whatever you need to do in your work, because if your fear of being abandoned and not liked and not being chosen by a man and losing all your money and being left and I'm be under a bridge and fat and depressed, you need to find a way to be cool with that, because what's going to happen? Look around, people. One, like I said, we're going to start seeing people killing themselves in public. That is pressure like a motherfucker. People are going to start passing out. They're going to be disoriented. So they're going to have their own pressures in their own life that you're not going to see because they have a well developed persona and they walk around the world holding it all together like this black man did. I just looked at the comments on that article that they wrote about, and everybody was like, oh, he was such a positive man. He was such a light. Oh, he was such a wonderful father and had children. I think he had daughters. He's this great father and oh, he was just such a positive spirit in the world. And he killed himself. Quiet pressures that you know nothing about. So he had his own pressures. Hear me. He had his own pressures. Then he had the pressures of now he's an executive director on this international, world famous show. Then he has the pressures of that, of doing a good job on that, being a positive light for the world to benefit. And he killed himself. So, what's going to happen with you for those of you who either are running from, you want to grab onto something else to make you feel safe? Well, this is the new thing that they're presenting as the way. So, let me do that. Well, this is the new thing. Okay. And you run from the monster that you are. You run from your colossal power. You run from the beast that you are. The pressure will mount. The pressure will continue to mount as you run. And you either yourself will start to look at suicide as an alternative to the pressure of running from yourself. I talked about yesterday how it's like, until you learn to stand and you deliberately come face to face with your dragons. This is the elevated power, power, power. This is not just an optional, ooh, power, like how power, ooh, yes, I want the power because the power and ooh, no. At this stage in society, where we are and where we're going, only the powerful are going to thrive. Everybody else is just going to have to hook into the next system that they give us. Do you understand? What's going This is what it is now. Because all your other shit that is breaking, it's not going to feed you anymore. It's not going to work anymore. So something else has to replace it. And you're either going to come into your power, your dragon, your monster, your demon, whatever you want to call it, stand in it and learn to control it and wield it on purpose and be in relationship with people who are playing that game, or you're going to have to buy into the next system that they're laying down right now. Been laying it down. Just now you finding out about it. As far as artificial intelligence, the food, the modified food that they're creating, every other system that's going to be put in place to replace the ones that are breaking. Because when it's not natural, its lifespan has an expiration date. So I was just talking to my ladies inside of Visibility 2023. Hello. About a community, having a community for um, uh, big energy women. I mean, and men too, who are not scared. I mean, like, be scared, but don't let that stop you, right? Men and women. I'm open to men and women who are really ready to come intimate with their monster, learn how to control it, and learn to wield it to really thrive, right? To really make money in the way that is nourishing and like on the mark for you, to really be who you really are so you can withstand the pressures that are now and the pressures that are coming. We are living literally in life and death right now. We're living in chaos right now. The death of old systems and the birth of new ones. We're living in that right now. And The evil that is here, the evil that is coming is in the psyche of man. This I know we love to offload our power onto an Armageddon out there because the Bible said Revelation, and that was just an awareness of the coming of the evil of man. Do you understand? Like this psyche stuff, Carl Jung was not the founder of the psyche and the unconscious. Okay. The evil that is and the evil that's coming is in the psyche of man. We just offload the power and then point to other people and say, those people did it. Those that evil beast out there is doing it. No, we're all society, all of us. Are you saying that he's a beast and you're not? Are you saying that he's evil and you're not? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, see, that's why you need to eat off that system. You need to live in that system because you ain't in no real power. See, but who am I? I'm a black woman, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah, see, this is one of the ways that we offloaded our power. So anyway, one, come into visibility 2023. If you either are a monster that you've yet to claim, you're ready to claim, you've already claimed in some kind of a way, you're ready to learn how to control everything right now that you may consider chaos, that you may confuse you, that you feel you run from, you watch a bunch of videos to try to make sense out of, to bring yourself together and make sense out of yourself. Um, Try to glean an insight that then you can then use and then go off and live your world in your little world. I'm telling you, you are going to need to be with people and like you need to be having sex with people who are playing this game. I'm telling you, if you want to play an ultimate supreme power, you need to be having sex with people who are playing this game. You need to be having deep conversations with people who are playing this game. You need to be hugging with, eating with, living with people who are playing this game. Anybody, and listen, everybody is not, most people are not going to come into the supreme power I'm talking about. It is vast. It is immensely vast. It is fast. I was talking this morning with my ladies inside of Visibility 2023. The power that I was afraid of in 2017 when I quit is the power that I am now. I'm telling you, the shit is fast. Any idea you have about what's right and wrong, any idea all of it is where you can get trapped in. Any of it. And I don't care how good and right it makes you feel. All of it is going to be a trap. And so many people are going to need to stay hooked into that for whatever thing that they beat as innate. This is what I mean. As long as you defend something and you keep it as that, that means nothing new can come and flow into it. So a new solution, a new power, a new sort, it can't come through because you are hooked into that. So all of your belief systems, all of them, you need to be willing to let all of it go like that and allow for a new thing to come in that you bring in, that comes in through you and your experience. So if you are a woman and a man who's living like this and you're living like this, you guys are going to come into a supernatural power. And same with a man, y'all gonna have that. If you are sitting together, you're sitting next to each other, you are looking into each other, you are having saying things that is like, it's just coming through and letting it build on each other throughout the days and weeks of you guys being together. Like this is going to be the new level of play. All this isolation, you living all off by yourself, we on YouTube grabbing stuff on YouTube. No, it's not. It's going to need to be moved through very fast. And you're going to have to take care of your body to be able to do this because the energy is so vast. It's so energetic. It's so fast. You're going to need to be eating the right way. You're going to need to be moving your body on a regular basis. You're going to need to be and moving the energy through. Otherwise, it's going to get locked. It's going to get locked in your neck. It's going to get locked in your reality. Shit in your life is going to start breaking. It's going to get stale and stuck. And you're not going to be able to move things. Is this making sense? This is where we are. This is where we are. And this is where we're going. This is why people are going to die. The pressure that man was feeling, in order for you to actually get to suicide, there was a lot of pressure before it happened. Okay. And so the pressure needs to go somewhere. So you need to be able to circulate it and move it so you can create quick. You can adapt quick, fast, fast. See, and this is why some people won't have to die off. People gonna be killing themselves. People gonna be killing other people. All of that is gonna die off because it's stagnant. It's blocking the speed of things that's looking to happen right now. Is this making sense, girl? You ain't got to. But don't listen to me. Who is she? Nobody's even listening to her. Look at her. She has no views on YouTube. Look how small. You want to go listen to somebody who got. Oh, they know. See, obviously they know what they're talking. Listen. Oh, black woman, she don't know what she's talking about. I'm a secret weapon, is what I am. I am a secret weapon that's right before your very eyes. That's right before your very eyes. Y'all gonna have to learn how to love. I'm not talking about Disneyland love. I'm talking about really being present with the fullness of a being in a body. Fullness of a being in a body. That includes everything that's dirty and wrong and bad about them, and everything that makes them good and holy and benevolent. And I've been talking about this for years, but the being, people think it's not what's going on knowledgeable is up here. Your body needs to be able to be with it. If you clenching, if you like, no, if you, right, if you're not moving it through, it's not just watching videos, thinking, sitting, contemplating, strategizing. This is not a chess game. This is a being game. You need to understand the new systems that's being laid down. It's not chess, it's being, it's consciousness, it's speed, it's moving very fast. Okay, so as within, so without. You're going to be able to withstand it, or you're going to go feed off of some Facebook. You're going to go into whatever system they give you. They're giving you virtual reality. Y'all going to be in that. Not maybe not you, but virtual folks going to be checking the fuck out. Obesity is going to go even higher because folks going to be eating themselves to soothe themselves. The pressure's going to mount. We're going to see more killings. We're going to see more riots. We're going to see more anger. We're going to see more cancel culture. We're going to see more of all this stuff. And all of it is the pressure on the psyche. All of it is the pressure on the psyche. Mark my words, people are going to start killing themselves in public because they want to send a message of I'm sick of this shit. They want to send a message to everybody who's going to see it. Okay? I'm sick of pretending to be happy in a marriage. I'm sick of pretending to like this system. I'm sick of pretending that this nuclear system, this all the systems that they've given us that we're supposed to be happy with, and the pressure of not being happy, but pretending to be happy, and then the beast in you, meaning life, the full, raw, primal life in you that is always there, that we pour a bunch of ideology on, ideology from religion, ideology from what our parents said, ideology from what society at large says is right and good. And we push it, the beast down. We push our pureness down. We push light down. We push truth down with all this. The pressure of that bears on the psyche. It bears on the soul. And the release is going to come in the form of people killing themselves. It's going to come in the form of people killing other people. It's going to come in the form of overeating. It's going to come in the form of addiction to virtual reality. It's going to come in the form of people doing all sorts of neurotic things to help them modify the internal pressure and living inside of chaos, death, and creation, and living inside of real world death and creation. I fucking love this shit because I know what it takes. And I'm willing. I've been talking about this. I've been intuiting this for so long, even when it didn't make sense. It was like, so come inside of Visibility 2023 if you're with this, what I'm talking about, obviously. If you're with this, what I'm talking about, I'd like to have a membership for us to move through learning how to come through the body, learning how to be with the body, learning how to bear with the burdens in the psyche and releasing that in ways that actually bring you value, that actually help you move through life and create your own system so you don't start to subtly hook into their system as they're releasing and telling you how to live. This is what to do. And you dependent on that. I'm telling you, men are going to need women more than ever because men are going to go straight into their head. That's all they have. They're going to go straight into their head. Most of them are not, first of all, they don't have a womb. So the things that you can do, they cannot do. No matter how much they meditate, intuit, and do all the things, they don't have a womb. So that right there handicaps them. They're going to need women more than ever. Men are going to be killing themselves more than ever. Okay, and all the systems that they've been giving you to live under, what patriarchy told you to do, what red pills telling you to do, trying to say women are unimportant, and living out the unconscious programming of the inferiority of women and the disposability of women and all that, and how that's going to, so many men who are actually living under that. I'm telling you, suicide of men is going to go through the roof because they don't even realize how much they need us. Women, y'all don't get into y'all power, y'all gonna be killing yourselves too, or you gonna go try to hide up under something, food, work, all kinds of things, because the power that you are is beyond your current human understanding. The power that you are is beyond your current human understanding. And if you don't get around people who are developing the power that you actually are, you are going to succumb to the pressure, and you are going latch onto the systems that they give you. You're going to find a way, because your psyche is not going to be able to withstand the pressure of running from the fullness that you actually are. You don't have to believe me. Just look at what you're going to be doing 3 months, 6 months, 1 year from now. And then you're going to either come. Anyway, this all can be predicted. It's all here. If you have sight, if you are purifying yourself, if you're doing the work that I talked about yesterday, when I said the danger that I put myself in, because as long as you're hooked into an idea of what's right, of this is the way and the only way, the right way, all that is dead. You can have it. It's been dead. I've been trying to tell y'all, it's been dead. It's just you've been hooked into something because you needed to find a safety, because the burden of the psyche wants answers. It needs an outlet, and it will do anything to soothe itself. Carl Jung said, man's psyche needs to be studied because it is the origin of all coming evil. Man meaning humans. Its psyche must be studied because it is the origin of all coming evil. If you cannot withstand and learn how to move through the burdens in your psyche, you will latch on to something that gives you a release. The link to Visibility 2023 is with this video. And listen, if you don't want to come into it, fine. Go to the thing that's been calling you. Start having sex with people who are playing the elevated games. Start eating with, working with, talking deeply and intimately and vulnerably with people who are playing these high powered games. High powered games. High powered games. Look, do what you want. Okay?